Palma. Oh, pass. That's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game. Janelle Fuentes. Lugano takes the shot and knocks it down. Maloya is open. 3-point. Goodness!
Face a jumper by Robin Celis.
Caballero has time.
Now it gets Martin Rosso. Turnaround jumper. Oh my goodness.
Ito ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. This is the Marlica Pilipinas Basketball League Season 7 and we are back in the city of Binyan in Laguna. Nandito tayo ngayon sa Alonte Sports Arena for our Wednesday triple header. We begin proceedings with two teams looking to improve their positions in their respective divisions. Eman Calo and the Viva Basilan Star Horse are trying to rise in the South Division after a difficult start to the season. Tutoy Ramirez naman ay na-activate for this game. The Bataan Risers needing some reinforcements in the backcourt. Alfred Flores has also been activated para sa laban na to in place of the injured Robbie Darang. And the Bataan takes on Basilan in the first game at 4 p.m. Mamaya, the Quezon Huskers led by JP Sarao taking on his former team, the Parañaque Patriots. It's a rematch of last year's semi-final meeting in the South Division playoffs. And in the main game, we got a good one. Batangas City takes on Binyan for our main offering ngayong Miyerkules. Magandang hapon mga kaliga. Sa Dev Tupas kasama si Coach Mike Perez, si Nick Crespo will be joining us in a bit. And salamat din sa mga nanonood sa atin sa Facebook, YouTube, and we are live on Solar Sports every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And Coach Mike, 3 more games again on tap, all with important implications para sa mga kupunan natin, lalo na itong first game.
Oh yeah, I agree. And staying in the top 10, at least within the top 10 range would be safe. At least you're in the mid-season, so it's very important for these teams today to perform real good in the hope of coming up with a win.
And let's bring in Sydney Crespo, who is, has been very busy. Sydney, I see a lot of new faces, particularly for Bataan. Kamusta sila without Robbie Darang?
Magandang hapon sa Delph, Coach Mike. Yes, Bataan is still without Robbie Darang, who was confirmed last week to have a hand fracture and is out for 5 to 6 weeks. Rafi Octubre was also confirmed to have an Achilles injury. Last game, alam nyo, nakapag-uniform pa itong si Rafi, pero ngayon hindi na. No? This has been Bataan's main concern, especially since Hubert Cani has been their only true point guard in the last 3 games. Today, nabanggit nyo nga, they activated Coach Ogi's longtime players, Alfred Flores, Jared Vento, and Totoy Ramirez, all fresh from a 3-peat championship run in the NCRAA. Sabi Coach Ogi, Flores and Ramirez are expected to help Cani, habang si Vento naman ang pupuna ng pwesto ni Octubre. While Basilan still doesn't have any new acquisition at the moment, if Coach Rich could make moves in the final week of the window, he would want to add a big man who can rebound and finish. He observed that in almost all of their losses, they were out-rebounded. What do you think, gentlemen?
Thanks so much for that, Sydney. Absolutely, spot on. Ito si Coach Rich because they have they've been struggling with the rebounding and I don't think there's a lack of size, but maybe when they go up against the younger, more athletic teams in the league, mukhang at a disadvantage sila.
Yeah, totoo yun. And a lot of the players nowadays and the teams, bumabata. And so you have to keep up with all the youth that you're gonna go up against it. And that is spot on. You need a big that would be able to do that.
Ako, prime Rich Alvarez. Baka pwede pa. North Division standings muna, silipin natin as Bataan is right there at number 10, 6 and 11. There is a lot of separation already, because Ilagan and Pasig have 3 less defeats. Together with Pasay, 3 less defeats than Bataan. And then Quezon City is just right behind the Risers there at number 11. And 2 losses behind Valenzuela.
Oh, very precarious actually in spot na number 10 mo. You're only a couple of games behind you. Would be Quezon City and even Valenzuela. And you don't want to sink further because you want to end real good come the playoffs.
And 7 to 10 will be involved in a play-in tournament. So that's a reminder for everyone. And that is a play-in range para dito sa Basilan Star Horse. 7-8 ang kanilang record, and they are behind Binyan and Batangas 7-8 din. Nandun sila, maglalaban pa itong Binyan tsaka Batangas mamaya. So important for Basilan to gain on these two teams.
As a matter of fact, they can still chase up to number 7, Binyan Takjal, depending on their performance in their next game, and who knows, they might even hit number 6.
And for Basilan, they've had some very good performances recently. We saw Alex Cabagnot get Player of the Week nod, and then this guy right here, Eman Calo, who has stepped up para sa kanila. Veterano ito si Eman Calo, an MPBL champion. Pretty much knows the ins and outs of the MPBL, and nakikita natin dito his experiences come in handy as Basilan prevailed over Parañaque.
What you like about Eman Calo is not afraid to be taking shots and going into different schemes. You see the rebounds and assists, almost double-double yan kung tutuusin, kung tatrabahuin niya ng lalo na dun sa rebound. Because assist, I feel that's very natural to him. He's the third best when it comes to assist for Basilan, and you hope that he's gonna perform more para dito sa kanilang team.
Well, a lot of expectations were raised with Basilan, and particularly after they signed this guy right here, Arwin Santos, the legend and the former PBA MVP, who has been missing some action in the past 2 months. Kakabalik lang ito ni Arwin, and he came back in style. 14 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals, and easily he could also have gotten that best player of the game nod against Parañaque with that performance.
Yeah, double-double in that game, and even his numbers so far this season, his almost double-double. He leads the team in rebounds, and he's third when it comes to steals, and you see the length of the floor that he can actually be active on, not just in the paint, but even outside in the perimeter.
So the next guy we will be talking about is right here beside us, Alex Cabagnot, who's been he's really become this the leader of this team. He's leading the team in points, and maganda dito, it's been all around para kay Alex, doing it on both ends of the floor, particularly in the last 2 games.
Yeah, and what I like about Alex is he understands how to pace himself, not to burn him out later in the games. He knows when he needs to score, when he needs to keep on passing and get those rebounds. Anything that can help out para dito sa Basilan.
Well, marami talagang a man of many moves si Alex Cabagnot, and he can actually take charge when needed para dito sa Star Horse. Dom Vera naman, sa kabila naman tayo itong mga players ng Bataan. Dom Vera has emerged as a prime option offensively para sa Risers, and that showed against Zamboanga. He had 27 points, including 18 in the first half, and grabe itong pinakita ni Dom Vera, and he's had several 20-point games this season.
I agree,
Coach Mike, and alam natin anong abilidad nito.
And there's really so much more upside to Dom Vera. I understand. I really love that he shot a lot of threes in the game, because he's pretty much that kind of guy, and you don't want him to be a reluctant shooter. You want him to keep on shooting every time he's got that opportunity.
Ito hindi reluctant to. Ives Sazon, never gun shy, number 2 all-time in scoring in the MPBL, is really representing his hometown team, the Risers, and the last game against Zamboanga, 17 points. It's incredible when your 2 main offensive scorers, more offensive guys, come up with these numbers, but you still fell short against them, and that shows you kung gaano kalakas ito sa Zamboanga.
Yeah, lalo na itong if those 2 guys, Dom Vera and Ives Sazon, continue to be active offensively, especially in scoring, and you couple that with Alfred Flores and Ramirez, this is going to be a different type of Bataan team that we're going to see.
Yes, absolutely. So excited na kami sa laban ng Bataan and Basilan. Let's go to Richard Tampos for the starting lineups.
Another exciting triple header at the Alonte Sports Arena in Binyan City, Laguna. We kick off today's action with our first matchup. Basilan Star Horse taking on 1 Bataan Risers. Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Let's meet the starting 5 for Basilan Star Horse. Playing center number 1, James Tempra. At guard number 3, Raymar Kaduyak. Forward number 11, Gab Dagangon. At guard number 19, the poker, Eman Calo. And at forward number 29, the Spider-Man, Arwin Santos. The head coach is Rich Alvarez. Assistant coaches, Carmelo Navarro, Rob Labagala, Arnel Siap, Chilito Caro, and Dan Rose. Team consultant, Mac Tan. Assistant team manager, Timothy Pua. Team manager, Bernard Young. Now the starting unit for One Bataan Risers, Kamaya Coast. At guard, number 7, Hubert Cani. Forward number 2, Carl Bringas. Playing center number 4, JL Capulong. To guard number 8, Dom Vera. Starting at forward number 22, Ives Sazon. They will be led by Gudi Ilagan with Ogie Kumatay. Assistant coaches, Arvin Quinto, Paul de la Cruz, Rene Baina, Prince Cruz, Louis Cortina, Marvin Molines, Erwin Lozada, Frederick Francisco, Jonas Giao, and Councilor Gary David. Assistant team manager, Shai Evangelista.
Starting 5 is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Basilan has Eman Calo, Raymar Caduyak, James Tempra, Arwin Santos, and Gab Dagangon. Bataan naman, on the other hand, will field Hubert Cani, Dom Vera, JL Capulong, Ives Sazon, and Carl Bringas. Our referees for today's game, Jay Castroverde is the crew chief. Kasama niya si Seb Pingol, Ariel Arce, and Karina Martin is the substitute referee.
Manny Pacquiao's MPBL.
The starters, Bataan certainly getting younger with their starting 5 now.
And I think they're going to be a little bit faster with those two new guards that's going to come in later in the game. But the important thing for Basilan is really just to keep pace. And so long as you're hitting threes from outside, that's going to help out, especially to spread the floor for the Basilan team.
And Gab Dagangon opens the game with a 3-pointer. Vera, that's a backcourt violation.
A good contest by Eman Calo right there, trying to not to give so much space to a Dom Vera, understanding na naka-27 yan last game, so kailangan tutukan mo talaga.
And Raymar Caduyak, titimon dito para sa Basilan. Here's Dagangon. Atake ni Gab Dagangon, he gets blocked. Tempra trying to kick it out to Calo, na agaw ni Dom Vera. Bringas is running. Hindi siya nahanap. Now they go to Sazon. Sazon launches the 3. It's good.
Well, Gab Dagangon should be more on the grill of Ives Sazon. We talked about those two guys, Ives and Dom Vera, being very active in the offensive end. And so you have to be in there challenging their shots. Right now, but they're on the run again.
Vera to Cani. He's open. Puts the ball on the deck. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Cani. Binigay kay Carbring sa kanan. Hubert is open. He knocks it down. Init na simula ng dalawang kupunan natin.
Oh, puro malala yung tira ang binibitawan ngayon itong mga teams na to. Hubert Cani actually had Capulong underneath ceiling, but you know, trusting that his three-point ability, is deciding to go with that shot from the outside.
Santos fires mid-range jumper, won't go. Rebound, Ives Sazon. Coach Ogie telling Ives to push.
I would do the same if I'm a Bataan.
They lose the ball though. Dagangon trying to force that one. Doesn't get the call. Back the other way, Vera. Ball batted away by Calo. So pace has led to a bit of sloppiness from the parehong kupunan.
Yeah, especially in that last situation dito sa Bataan Risers. When you talk about going down quickly offensively, you got to bring guys with you. And right now, you know, again, they get outnumbered by the defense. There are more white shirts than there are dark out in open transition. So good transition defense so far by Basilan.
And bigay niya lang kay JL Capulong, trying to test the defense of Arwin Santos that Parehong kapampangan yung naglaban doon. Calo, the behind the back pass, not completed by Arwin Santos. No call.
I gotta push it again.
Kani, he'll fire again. Air ball.
I don't think that was the shot that they wanted. They had Kapulong underneath. Second time already that Kani had Kapulong but didn't see him.
3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme. One-stop shop appliances. You want to push the pace, but you also, you know, may certain degree of control ka pa rin dapat.
Agree. Iba yung nagmamadali.
And Tempra is fouled. I like what Basilan is doing though. They get opportunities early in their offense, which has really not happened for the most part this season.
Yeah, they've become more aggressive, at least in attacking the paint. Which right now, there is that advantage inside para dito sa Basilan. Kapulong for the most part really been the only big man on the floor right now, with Coach Ogie deciding to go small and try to push the pace. Ang nagiging challenge lang sa Bataan right now, pag push nila ng pace, dalawa lang yung bumababa. There has to be more guys to come down because you want more dark shirts than there are white shirts in the open floor.
2 for 2 for Tempra. It's 5-6. Kani. Okay, kay Vesazon. They go to Kapulong up against Arwin Santos again. This time on the left side of the floor. Here's JLC. Foul is whistled on Arwin.
Talagang ginagamitan lang ng lakas ng katawan ni Kapulong versus Arwin Santos. If you're gonna go up against Arwin, it's gotta be more than just strength. You have to have that footwork, and so that you can deceive where you're going and eventually cover up your point of attack. And doing that with a lot of footwork underneath would help out, especially to si Kapulong.
Out of bounds. It's off Hubert Kani. So that's the second turnover for Basilan. Bataan has 3 turnovers in the first 3.5 minutes of this game. Arwin. Bigay kay Gab Dagangon. Trying to go for the step back. Arwin puts the ball on the deck. Magsak si Arwin Santos. Kaduyak trying to wiggle free. Well challenged. Kaduyak sends this one to Eman Calo. Leaves it to the Spider-Man, Arwin Santos.
One of the very few times we've seen in this game that we get points in the paint. That time, Eman Calo able to chase that 50-50 ball, getting his advantage in finding Arwin Santos underneath. Ang kita mo kanina, si Arwin nasa labas, dino-draw out talaga nila si Kapulong. This is the really good feed by Eman Calo to the waiting hands of Arwin Santos.
The assist of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. May konting tulak dun kay Kapulong, but Dagangon is starting out hot in this ball game. 2 for 2 from beyond the arc for Gab Dagangon. And Basilan surges ahead 10-6 sa ating laro.
Exactly the same spot right there, going on a little post split action when you get that ball down on the post, and Gab really just returns to that open wing, takes that shot for the made 3.
Basilan beat Parañaque in their last game, and this was a tight game for almost 35-36 minutes before the Star Horse finding that strong finishing kick para maiwasan ang upset against the Patriots.
Yeah, and Parañaque tried to do their best to hold their own against the Basilan, but evidently Talagang yung E1 later in the game really brought that win for Basilan.
Kulang sila nun eh, ang tao.
Yes.
As Eman Calo fades away, no good. Santos with a challenge. Dagangon with the offensive rebound. Tutoy Ramirez is now in the game. Arwin, nakawala. Layup and the follow-up doesn't go para kay Arwin. Here comes Gabawan. Jamil to Ramirez. He'll slow things down. Tutoy Ramirez.
This now's the challenge because the defense already set up. You've got that switch now.
Kapulong gets the ball in the middle. JL Kapulong for 2.
And that happened because Arwin Santos switched over in the perimeter. He was defending a guy on the perimeter, leaving that entire area for the very strong Kapulong to operate inside the paint. Not a good foul.
Medyo konting ginamitan ng konting utak ni Eman Calo. Play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. We've seen flashes of impressive play galing kay JL Kapulong this season as Dagangon leaves it short this time. Pinasok na si Sherwin Concepcion and Consi Jervy Cruz, who will take his oath on Monday.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Dami na rin sigurong ano dito, no? Mga nagsiserve sa government natin, ang mga players. There are numbers.
Ako, coach, nagsaserve din ako.
Ng ano?
Tanod. Pero hindi. Respect to our
No, but it's
barangay community, ano?
No, but it's hard for, the reason I laugh is it's hard for me to imagine that you would be there doing that.
Hindi, nakatambay, nakikipagkwentuhan, di ba?
Kwentuhan lang, no?
Oh, malamang basketball pa rin yung pinag-uusapan doon. Dagangon launches. No good. Enzo Hoson taps it only to Santos. Here comes Eves. Eves for 3. Got it.
Well, both these teams love to take threes and love making them. Itong Basilan is number 8 when it comes to attempts and number 9 naman when it comes to makes itong Bataan. And so you're not surprised that a good share of the shots have really come from the outside.
Kabagnot drives left. Nandun pa rin si Santos. Binigay kay Consi Jervy na agaw ng Bataan. Here come the blue shirts. Gabawan. Layup won't go. Back the other way. Basilan. Kabagnot waits for Gab. Gab could not get the roll. Balik sa Bataan ang bola. May bumagsak.
Labanan sa ilalim eh. And Jervy did not like how, Ramirez held on to his arm as he was really trying to sprint down the floor because he understands, outnumbered kami doon sa defensive end. Kailangan ko humabol.
Hindi na natin yung nangyari dito. Oh no. Oh no. It is a foul, but the air hit his face.
Oh.
Hangin.
Hangin ang tumama.
At tumama.
That's just a regular foul on Jervy.
Minsan talaga. Our players,
Mga ano
sometimes they don't know that there's replay
it's players / salesman.
or actor.
Actor, yes. And this one's a good one right here.
Ives, it's great defense galing kay Enzo Hoson.
That's right. Good defense, holding your ground on the post-up against Ives.
Pastoran gets it to Sherwin. Concepcion's runner won't go. Sazon quickly to Tutoy Ramirez. Ramirez does not have the numbers. Labas kay Jamil Gabawan. Concepcion beats him to the spot. Now it's Sazon. Crossover from Ives. A 3. No go. Santos nabitawan ng bola. It's a foul.
And they got that rock once again, another offensive rebound para dito sa Basilan. But the thing is, ang daming beses mo nakitang nag-attempt ng fast break itong Bataan, but very rarely do they outnumber yung depensa. No? Every time there's 2 guys that's running back. I don't know if that's for safety, but at the very least you want to have more numbers in your front court in transition than the defense.
Evento makes his debut. Ives Sazon. I think this is more like the Bataan of the past. Usually, Resazon has faded sort of into the second unit, pero still a very capable scorer. As this free throw of the game is brought to the Extreme Appliances Subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. 7 puntos na para kay Bes.
And I feel one of the reasons why somehow yung perception na medyo nag-fade ng konti itong si Ives because he's not shot the ball well from three. He's only shooting 26% from there so far this season. And you'd like to think he's so much better than that percentage. Maybe volume shots, getting more attempts, and getting more space to take them.
Kabagnot misses the runner. Rebound ni Gabawan. Ahead to Sazon. Trying to find Vento. Natapit ang bola. Ramirez. Gets it to Gabawan. There's Pastoran. Jeff Santos. There's Pastoran. Vento. Got it. Jared Vento making his debut and scoring. Physical to si Vento. Nakita ko. hindi ini-expect ni Jervy Cruz. May konting bangga sa balikat.
Oh, may ano na kagad, may handog na kagad no? Mismatch underneath, didn't go to it.
It's good defense by Vento though.
That's right. Holding his ground, and so far he's been really good defensively.
Bounce pass. Ramirez able to recover. Vento gets it back. Gabawan.
Hindi makatake yung Bataan. The spacing is really not so good para dito sa Bataan. Every white shirt in there on the drop coverage, closing out the gaps.
And Alex Cabagnot gets his first basket of the game to pull to within 3. The Star Horse. Ives could not get the roll. Gabawan sticks it back in with a reverse.
Well, if not for that activity by Jamil Gabawan claiming that offensive rebound and that putback, would have been another run other side of the floor para dito sa Basilan.
17-12. Adi Santos and James Tempra will check in sa next dead ball, and maybe in the second quarter na tayo na makikita natin yung dalawang players na yan. Cabagnot, a 3!
So dangerous. Alex Cabagnot.
No, he gets his rhythm with those touches. No, habang niya hawak niya yung bola, alam mo, lagi iniisip niya that he is willing to take charge. Pero itong simula natin, mabilis, Coach Mike, pero hindi ganun kalakihan ang score natin.
Yes, and a part of it's really because Basilan has done a good job of going down and defending against the transition plays of itong Bataan. Bataan's got a lot of runs, but it's not as many points and fast breaks that you think they should have right now.
17-15 at the end of 1, the Risers on top. Get a special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer.
So far, everything almost equal between these two. Almost the same number of threes.
84-82. It was a tight one. And last June 19, Zamboanga barely scraping past Bataan. And you got to point to the free throws here if you're Bataan.
That's right. You gotta make them, especially if you're a run and gun team. You are gonna get fouled a lot, especially as you try to sprint down your side of the floor. And I feel yung bench points din, ang laki nila nang na-contribute. They really need the other guys to be able to help out the Risers, especially late in games.
Vento gets the pass. Gabawan, 5 seconds to work with. Jamil, the turnaround. That won't go. He gets the tap inside. Mitchell Maynez gets his first basket of the game.
Now that is one guy that you would want to to start producing real good and come up with really good games. Mitch Minus, alam mo kasi kung ano yung kaya niyang ibigay sa game. Athleticism, defense, pagtatahi ng opensa, driving inside the paint, pretty much in control. Pastorando with a free three.
He knocks it down, Jimboy.
As much as you like to think, mas maraming perimeter defenders itong Bataan. The threes have been falling real good for Basilan.
Ramirez gets it to Vento. He'll shoot and score.
3 points, Jared.
Been quite impressive here. To start the game, Vento, meron na siyang 5 puntos.
That's on both ends, no? Defense and making shots.
He looks like yung Hulman niya, no? He likes to mix it up physically. Not that type
At that time, but he was late. He was late. Pero kung sabay magkatabi bungguan, kaya niyang sabayan. At that time, he was pretty much late.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
That one was a good use of the basket cut on that middle drive. And just a good read by Pastoran. Pastoran actually waited until what that defense was going to go, trying to time by the when Adi Santos is going to get to that side of the floor before he released it. And Adi made that shot.
Parang ako yung si Vento kanina eh.
Ay, oo naman.
Parang ako, alam mo bakit?
Sa bungguan ba pinag-usapan natin?
Like na late. 22-21, Flores puts it up, no good. Adi Santos with a rim run.
Adi Santos.
Kaya na kailangan yung batayan if you're Bataan because Adi Santos does not care.
Alam mo, minsan itong kombinasyon ni Alex Cabagnot tsaka Adi Santos, very lethal eh.
Absolutely.
Si Adi Santos very free to run the other way. Here we go again.
A little out of control there for the risers. Jimboy Pastoran gets it to drop plus the foul. Oh, it will not count. It's an offensive foul on Adi.
That was on the screen. Oh, that was a quick run the other way para dito sa Basilan. He was sealing off against Bento. Nagkaroon ng kapitan sa loob. But he was trying to do a Gortat, trying to free up that space underneath with the seal screen. Pero natawagan ng foul. Alfred Flores now on the floor for Bataan. This is gonna be interesting. And JL Capulong goes fishing against Tempra.
No, he will have that advantage all game long. Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme Expa Personal Karaoke Speaker every day. Karaoke. So, importante kung tatakbuhan ni Adi Santos itong Bataan is that the Risers have to also pound it inside para din bumagal din ang laro.
Oo. Alam mo ang difference with both teams actually running. The difference really is control of the defensive boards. Basilan is very quick to the defensive board. They're very quick to the outlet. Unlike itong Bataan, when they get the rebound, hirap sila bago nila makuha.
Mahari banks in the 3.
High off the glass by John Mahari. And these two guys, Adi Santos and John Mahari, have played together. And, maganda rin ang kombinasyon nito in Zamboanga.
Tempra on the move. Tempra blocked by Vera. Tiningnan pa pero nandun si Adi Santos for the finish.
This pace really is favoring Basilan right now. And only because they have controlled the boards very well.
Mahari had to give up the foul because his teammate Adi Santos it looked like a foul there.
Yeah, it looked like he hit the arm on that layup. And that was Tempra. He still is down on the floor.
Looks okay.
That was a quick elevate too by Tempra, trying to beat the defense.
Kita mo naman si Don Vera, kaya-kaya niya eh. Kaya niya sumabay actually sa talunan nito si Don Vera. Very underrated itong athleticism ni Don Vera. And Tempra had to be replaced.
Now, hopefully he's gonna be okay. They will still check on him as he got hit on the head. But tama ka, Don Vera is one of the, I feel, underrated when it comes to defensive side of the floor. he does have games where he plays really good steals and stops. That's crucial to the outcome of the game.
Basilan ahead by 6. Bataan ang nag-ahabol dito. Dom Vera able to get that ball on the handoff, pero labas muna kay Flores. Hindi nagkaintindihan ng dalawang magkakampi doon, and it's a turnover for Bataan. That's 8 turnovers para sa kanila. Check out this shot by Mahari.
Looks like it's just a 2.
It's only a 2.
It's a foot on the line. May disadvantage minsan yung malaki yung pa.
Oh, tsaka pag nakakubi ka.
Ako sa bagay.
Alex Cabagnot putting on a clinic here. Scoring on the low block. Alex Cabagnot. He's got 7 in the contest off the bench.
And he's hurt them in more ways than one. Hit a 3 earlier, now he goes to the low block. Either way you put it, he's going to have advantage in the floor.
7-point lead, 29-22. Timeout muna tayo. Get a special deal for 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. We are live from the Alonte Sports Arena in the city of Binyan. Some of the fans of the Risers here. Hubert Can is back on the floor. Carl Bringas, Mitchell Minus, Jael Capulong, and Ives Sazon, the 5 on the floor. Bringas, no good. Nagawan sa bola, ends up with Alex Cabagnot. That's his 3rd rebound of the game. Pastoran, down low they go. Adi Santos is fouled by Carl Bringas.
And parang 3 times nang ginagawa ni Adi Santos yan. Going on a rim run, checking if that ball is within a 1 pass away situation and trying to seal off against the smaller defender on him.
Cabagnot, short on that 3 rebound ni Ives.
Again, the defense of Basilan holding up and trying to slow down that fast break opportunity for Bataan. Good kick out by Hubert Cani.
Bringas knocks it down. It's a 4-point game as Bringas gets his first field goal of the game.
One of the very few times na nakapasok sa loob ng paint itong Bataan and able to spray it out to 3-point shooters. And that pretty much is the kind of scheme that Bataan has. Trying to get into the paint, then giving it to shooters outside.
Sazon.
Oh, unforced.
Yeah.
Unforced turnover, all because of the activity of John Mahari on the defensive side of the floor. And you see that spray out over to Bringas, really ready for that catch and shoot. The thing is, there are very few players that are catch and shoot now.
Yeah. Meanwhile, let's have Sydney Crespo for an update.
Alam niyo sa Delph Coach Mike, una sa to-do list ng One Bataan Risers ngayong araw ay maipakita yung same intensity na meron sila versus Zamboanga. Despite the loss, Coach Ogie says they liked how their players showed their maturity by taking charge and helping each other kahit na maraming ang unexpected injuries. Aminado si Coach Ogie, mahirap o mabigat yung transition nila dyan, and he acknowledged the outstanding performances of Dom Vera. Pero sabi niya, kailangan pa rin ni Dom ng kompletong supporting cast. Kaya sakto ang pasok ng kanyang 3 players and champions. Sabi niya kala Flores, Vento, Ramirez, parehas lang ang sistema dito, walang malaking adjustment. Paalala niya, padaliin natin yung opensa at suportahan si Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Sid. And the score may not reflect it, but I think what Sydney has been pointed out in that report, it's been spot on, no? Yung energy nandun, yung intensity nandun, but it's all about just finishing plays right now. but you see the intent now from them, Coach Mike, and yung change in the approach in the game.
Yeah, and they're already believing in themselves. They can actually do better.
And we will be right back after the result of this challenge.
The challenge made by Basilan is successful, and the call was overturned.
It's a successful
Offensive
challenge
foul.
for Coach Rich Alvarez. So no foul on this drive. Actually, it should be Basilan ball because possession arrow pointing to them. Gagangon is back.
That's right. At saka definitely may extension ng kamay on that drive. And Jimboy Pasterang was really the first one to that spot.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Maraming salamat sa LGR. Here comes Hubert Cani for Bataan. Hubert kicks it out. Yambing for 3. No good. Nakuha ni Tempra ang rebound. Takbo si Calo. Naagaw. Yambing tried to steal that ball away from Eman Calo.
And Eman Calo quickly looking back kung sino yung matangkad na nasa likod niya. And that was Rinwil.
You will not miss him, Eman, because that hair right there, it's big.
Dagdag na mga 3 inches yata.
The volume is there, Coach Mike. You talk about volume.
Volume, that's right.
Lagi natin hinahanap yung volume pag start ng pregame.
Iba yung alsa no?
29-25. They are reviewing the call. Baka ma-upgrade or baka mananatili siyang regular foul. And it's only a regular foul.
Yeah, it should be. And he was really trying to a good play on the ball. Pero Rinwil Yambing, I don't think he's been utilized that much. I mean, if you look at his performance from last season, parang underutilized pa nga siya ngayon no?
Well, my worry for Will, okay, and hopefully he turns things around, and this is the hope that he turns things around because he really started out the season with Quezon City last year really strong, and in fact so strong that he was considered he was an all-star.
That's right. At saka yung those games that he played really good were very influential to the results of the game, and so you'd like to have him back at that level.
Yeah, tama, and he was the star and the main man for that Quezon City team.
Pretty much, that's right.
The problem is, parang nag-fade din siya late into the season, and along with the drop in the performance is the record of Quezon City, and they missed out on the playoffs.
Yes. At ganun siya, ganun yung impact niya sa laro. Oh, nice give and go.
That was pretty. James Tempra, 2 former Tamaraos linking up.
And when you have high IQ basketball players, basic stuff like that turn out to be beautiful ones for Basilan.
Kapulong. And JL, masyado malakas. Kabagnot Tocalo. Santos. Oh, got it. Arwin Santos. How many times has he done it? Maybe 10 years ago, that would have been a slam or a finish at up top.
At saka naiwan niya yung ibang defenders that's younger than him, out in the open floor. And again, you see that, little delay defensively para dito sa Bataan.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme X Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
And that is Eman Calo with another assist. Third when it comes to assists para dito sa Basilan. And he just, understands vision and when to find open teammates. JL's
Kapulong.
gotta take it, yeah.
Fires on it.
Definitely gotta take it. One of the very rare times that you see him open. And if it's from the outside, still gotta take it.
Yambing making an impact defensively. Hubert Kani pushing again. Kani to Kapulong. He thought about it. Kani wants to work with Kapulong. Umatras si JL. It's a tough one. It ends up with Vento. No. Kapulong for two. And look at Vento providing the pick. A wide body to allow Kapulong to operate dun sa ilalim. It's a three-point game.
Half of that score and effort really should come from Vento, creating that space for Kapulong to recover that ball and make that shot.
Dagangon to Santos. Now with Kaduyak. Kaduyak, the bounce pass. Tempra with a finish.
Interior passing. That's been the thing for Basilan so far. We've seen 3 or 4 of that in this quarter alone. And really got to do better job defending the paint if you're Bataan.
Vento back out to Hubert. Kani with 8 seconds to work with. Hubert drives middle. Kapulong, the extra pass. Vento a 3, short. Yambing tracks down the miss, but it's off William Bing and bola ng Basilan.
I would have loved for Rin William Bing to actually, when he recovers that ball, to look at the rim first if he's got a shot before he actually looks to his teammates. Alam mo kasing kayang umiskore, no?
Mitchell Minus are placing JL Kapulong.
Could have grabbed that ball and went for it.
Correct. Maybe look at involving Rin William Bing also on the middle ball screen. He slips real well and a short roll would do well para dito kay Rin William Bing. He's got good perimeter touch din naman.
Calo talking about that perimeter touch. Basilan with a response again, 37-30.
53% perimeter shooter, Eman Calo.
Mitchell Maynez drives right at Kaduyak, gets inside the paint and powers through for 2.
There you go. That's exactly what we were talking about earlier. Mitchell Minez. He's too athletic. He's got enough strength and speed combined all together in that control inside the paint too.
This is our Gixxer great move of the game, born for greatness.
Kaduyak had nowhere else to go with all that control that Mitch Minez has shown in that move. Staying on 2 feet gaming, making a good finish.
Unable to complete the three-point play. Yambing with a steal, hands in the air, and puts it in, plus the foul.
Probably the 2 best athletic plays in succession here for Bataan Risers. Mitch Minez, Rin William Bing.
Ang ganda ng agaw. Ang ganda ng hang time. Ang ganda ng finish. Check this one out.
Tsaka nakadepensa, no? That's Arwin Santos he went up against.
Absorbing the contact there. But hindi niya natapos ang three-point play na yun. 30 seconds remaining. 10-second differential game clock and shot clock. Dagangon nakawala. And the finish from Dagangon inside the paint.
So far, that's been the porous part defensively para dito sa Bataan. That left side of the baseline. That's where most of the interior passing and that drives have come from for Basilan.
39-34, 10 seconds remaining. Sazon, the middle of the floor now. 5 for Ives, 3 for Ives. There's a double team. Vento, that's short. And that will do it.
Halftime scoring, one Bataan Risers.
First half in the books dito sa Alonte Sports Arena in Bataan, in Binyan rather. Arwin Santos and the Basilan Star Horse holding on to a 39-34 lead at the break.
I came from nothing. Just a small boy from streets of General Santos.
Welcome back to the MPBL. Kayo po ay nanonood ng aming game number 1 between Bataan Risers and Basilan Star Horse. My name is Sydney Crespo at para sa ating halftime interviews, kasama ko si Attorney Gary Palmero and syempre si Assistant Coach Chelito Caro. Attorney, magandang hapon po. No? You have unexpected injuries in the team pero meron din po kayong maraming mga new activated players para sa larong ito. Pwede niyo po bang ikwento kung kamusta ang inyong practices at adjustment ng team?
Hindi natin maiwasan yung mga injuries kaya kailangan talaga may mga reserve players tayo. Nagkataon na katatapos lang nung collegiate league nila kaya nakapasok sila for this game kaya swerte pa din.
Yes, correct. We welcome them to the MPBL. Ngayon, Attorney, may mga babati po ba kayo pasasalamatan?
Salamat sa mga LGU officers namin na parati sumusuporta sa mga Bataenyos, sa Kamaya Coast family and relatives ng mga players at saka nandito rin yung staff namin sa legal at saka yung Kamaya Aviation. Thank you.
Alright, thank you so much, Attorney Gary. Ngayon naman, Coach Chelito, habang nakikita natin yung mga maraming team acquisition and player movements, ngayong trade window nga, no, as is pa rin ang Basilan, ano ba ang dapat naming abangan in the next few days?
Yeah, yun nga, ongoing ngayon yung window. So, siyempre, abangan nyo. May kinakausap na kaming mga players for additional nga sa team namin. Kasi yung iba nagpapalakas, so kami rin, alam naman natin yung boss namin, di talaga magpatalo yun eh. So, kailangan namin kumuha ng mga ibang players to reinforce our existing team ngayon. So, yun, abangan nila yung mga bagong players ng Basilan.
Ayan, Coach, I'm sure marami kayong fans na nanonood ngayon at yun din ang tanong nila, no? Sino mga gusto niyong batiin at pasalamatan?
Yes, of course. First of all, I would like to thank the Basileños in Basilan. So thank you for always supporting the Star Horse Basilan, and to Mayor Joel Sataman and to Mayor Vic Vic, and of course ni kay Boss Jax, and to all the supporters of the Star Horse Basilan. Thank you and good evening sa inyong lahat. Thank you sa support.
Alright, thank you so much, Coach Chelito. That's it for halftime interviews. Mga kaliga, wag po kayo nga alis nung gabalik ang MPBL.
Halftime here at the Alonte Sports Arena in Binyan, Laguna. Basilan with a 5-point lead against Bataan. As a strong start by the Star Horse, and it felt like the pace was favoring Bataan, pero ang Basilan was much more efficient and really better with their execution, Coach Mike.
And really starts with defense para dito sa Basilan, and able to get 11 turnovers para dito sa Bataan and getting 13 points out of it. For the most part, really open court basketball opportunities para dito sa Basilan. And also in inside points, I feel the assists have been really good. That's a +6 assist in favor of Basilan, which resulted to more inside points. They got, 6-8 points on interior passing, which is pretty good for Basilan.
And Yves Sazon getting more minutes in that first half. No, maganda yung pinakita ni Yves. 16 and a half minutes para kay Yves. He has 8 points and 6 rebounds. And yan lang din ang maganda kay Yves. Kahit hindi siya masyadong nakakapuntos, you get other, you get production from other departments like rebounding, for example.
That's right. At saka very active rin siya in making sure that everything gets communicated on the floor. But I do like how Bataan has used rin William Bing.
Gab Dagangon has 8 points to lead Basilan. Meron 7 puntos si Adi Santos. Alex Cabagnot, as expected, also making an impact with 7. And James Tempra has 6.
And I love naman those 3 leading scorers para dito sa Basilan. Shows you, the versatility in terms of who's the guy that they're going to turn to in terms of scoring. I'm pretty sure Adi Santos has benefited a lot from the feeds of Alex Cabagnot, especially as he tries to rim run in open court transition.
We're about to begin the third quarter. John Mahari, Jimboy Pastoran, Alex Cabagnot, James Tempra, and Adi Santos ang 5 for Basilan. Hubert Cani, Dom Vera, Yves Sazon, Carl Bringas, and JL Capulong para naman sa Bataan. Here comes Alex Cabagnot getting a running start. He gets the bounce right there. 9 points for Alex Cabagnot.
A little dry action, trying to think that they were going on the left side of the floor, pero may floppy na nangyayari sa baba, setting up that driving lane for Alex Cabagnot.
Vera, Mahari making it difficult for Vera to get that basketball.
And refusing to get screened also.
That's a foul though on Mahari.
Pero ramdam mo yung depensa ng ng Basilan. Almost every gap sarado no. Kahit na yung attack na yan ni Don Vera, ipit rin
Just a little bit forceful.
Yes.
Only a little bit. Para matawagan ng referee. And now William Bing has returned para kay Dom Vera. Cani. Bringas providing the pick. Carl. That door is shut right there. Bringas getting a running start. Stops on a dime. No good on that jumper. Mahari quickly to Cabagnot.
See underneath and see it.
Basilan trying to add to this advantage. Alex is fouled on the way to the cup.
Grabe Alex Cabagnot. Kung di ka po i-scorean, hindi ka assistant, dadrivean ka sa loob, you don't know what he's going to do next. And so if you're the defense, you're second guessing yourself kung anong gagawin. Do you close out, aggressively, or do you drop off of him?
And that's what happened right there, where LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Maraming salamat sa LGR. Nakita mo yung kahit yung depensa, hindi alam mo ano gagawin.
At so even yung help, hindi niya alam kung mag-i-stay ba ako dito sa help side or kaya na nung primary defender niya. And just so much, basketball IQ on Alex Cabagnot and experience as well to be able to make the right reads and the good decisions.
11 points now for Alex. He's got the first 4 points of the second half. And now pressure from the Star Horse. Sazon. It's a Tocani. And they get it across. Hubert trying to find Capulong. And ball batted away. It will stay with the Risers with 14 on their shot clock.
And Bataan has had to contend with this defense of Basilan, especially in the latter part of the second quarter.
Lintis ang tira ni Sazon. The pass ahead. Natapik ni Sazon. turnover. Kapulong lays it in for two. Tempra gambled on the steal, and Kapulong makes him pay.
Ganda ng pagkaka-recover ni JL doon. Enough. He didn't have numbers, pero that was a good move by JL.
Short on the three, Jimboy Pastoran back the other way. Kani. Bumuelo si Hubert, labas kay JL. Atake ni JL, passes it off to Bringas at the final moment. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Sazon will drive. Sazon will spin and lay it in off the glass.
Ibang klase yung finish na yun. He was driving right side of the floor. That was the deception part. He was really trying to finish the other side.
Play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Really just yung atake sa kanan, pa-set up lang yun sa spin move.
Actually, maganda yung depensa ni Mehari. He never beat Mahari on that full foot speed. Pero yung footwork na paglipat, change of direction, dun nadali si Mahari.
It's a 4-point lead for Basilan. Nice 5-0 response from the Risers. Cabagnot against Yambeng. Cabagnot! Ang bilis naman nun, Alex Cabagnot.
Bilis ng job.
Kani drives baseline, looking for Bringas underneath. Quick hands from Adi Santos, forcing the turnover on Carl Bringas.
The defense of Basilan is so good that it's forcing the guards of Bataan to get into multiple dribbles. I mean, you're faster at moving the ball than it is you dribbling solo. And you gotta have weak side action then if you're Bataan.
Yeah, but also, you know, I think it's fine, but yung help na dumadating lagi, and you know the guys like Pastoran staying in step, yun yung susi doon.
Oo.
Because alam naman natin kahit nagpanay ang dribble nitong si Hubert Kani, may pupuntahan naman talaga yan unless mapigilan ng depensa. But Adi Santos there,
And line.
masyadong malalim.
Oo.
Apak sa linya. Turnover. Number 7 for Basilan. Bataan already with 11 giveaways. No call there. Tempra with the steal. Tempra trying to find Santos. Terrific job by Sazon there.
A couple of turnovers dito sa Basilan. Mawson comes in now. Sa kanina yung setup nila para dun sa what was supposed to be a post split. Late si Rinwil. Good attack by Hubert but missed it.
Again, Pastoran forcing that miss. Ganda dito, nakakasabay si Jimboy sa sa atake ni Hubert lagi.
Oh, stay in front lang, no? He never gets beat. Slip.
Adi. Jimboy, 3. No. Yambing went up high for that rebound, and good hustle play there galing kay Tempra, but it does not lead to a possession. Instead, bola ng Bataan.
And I like the activity of Rinwil Yambing so far. Maybe not so much points right now, pero ang ganda ng involvement niya, especially on the boards.
It will not reflect so much on the stat sheet, pero ramdam natin ang impact dito ni William Bing. A push by Alex Cabagnot.
And immediately helps up Rinwil Yambing. That's what you like about Alex, you know?
He's a great ambassador of the game.
Oh, yes.
He's a, kumbaga, elder statesman
Yes.
sa ating laro, ng ating liga dito sa MPBL. Here's Sazon up against Hoson. Sazon fades away, too strong. Rebound ni Alex. Cabagnot looks up to Hoson now. Enzo. Pastoran surveys the floor, probing. Goes to Cabagnot sa kaliwa. There's a whistle away from the ball. That will be against number 23, William Bing.
Ibang klase yung activity sa ilalim eh. Talagang trying to get to a space that will allow you, 1, to defend, and 2, secure the defensive rebound if you're Bataan. Substitutions in order here. Sherwin Concepcion's gonna come in. I'd like for Bringas to actually do more of catch and shoots. I think nakakadalawa, tatlong situations na where he was on a catch and shoot situation, pero he never took it. He just kept on looking the other way. Naka 3 points naman siya ng isa kanina.
Pastoran, step back three, it's short. Mitchell minus, leading the break. It's stopped. They go to Bringas. Capulong has it. Back out to Kani. Minus. Concepcion is there. And Sherwin comes up with a stop.
Strong enough to stop that attack by Mitch Minus. Itong si Sherwin Concepcion. A little bit delayed on that attack by Bataan. Good feed, good shot.
Concepcion with a three.
That one coming off a little shake action, trying to lift that corner guy, which happens to be Sherwin Concepcion. And you know he's got a good touch from there.
Kani launches, got it.
Bawiga. Oh, Pastoran's hurt. He got hit by a hard screen.
Yeah.
Kani was lifting for that shot.
Namaan siya dun.
He looks hurt. You see that right here. There's the back pick. He refused to get screen. Medyo may whiplash, you know.
I don't think that's a three. It's only a two.
Oh, that was a 2?
Only a two.
Put on the line. Oh, that's a 2. All right. Adi Santos.
Santos down low they go. Cabagnot. Easy two.
Simple flex action. Ball on the elbow. You flex it the other side and allow Alex Cabagnot to come off that base cross action, that cross screen. And the footwork helped a lot too.
13 points now for Cabagnot. 6 here in the third. Vera will drive. May nakahawak kay Dong Vera as he drove to the cup. This is the assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. A little variation there. Itong si Alex Cabagnot naman ang nasa ilalim. Si Adi Santos naman na pumasa.
Oo, palitan naman ng position dito yung dalawa. And coaches would always tell you, you get to the elbow, you control the elbows, you pretty much control that offensive scheme. And you had Adi Santos right there, and guys going on a three-man flex the other side. Different ways that you can attack it.
So it's confirmation that it is a two-pointer yung tira kanina ni Kani. So this was the way within.
Way within, that's right. Way within.
Way within the line.
And I'm just surprised na si Alfred Flores. Parang 2 minutes pa lang naglalaro eh.
Well, he took a couple of hurried shots before, kaya siya, I think, nilabas agad eh.
Sa mukhang hindi pa masyado nakakapag-practice itong si Alfred. So he's right now trying to observe how things are in the game.
JL Capulong inside the paint. Capulong gets fouled.
Dun talaga bagay si Capulong.
There's very few. There are very few back to the basket players nowadays. Dito sa, lalo na dito sa Pilipinas, I think. Especially in this league. Itong type of player ni JL Capulong, I think, Larry Muyang is one, J-Mo Igilos.
Yes.
Joseph Gabayni maybe, JP Sarao.
Mangilan-ngilan na lang eh, no?
Free throw of the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances and Subok at Kompleto Appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Dante Pagyo announces his entry to the game with a basket off that Capulong miss. And it's a 5-point game.
Boy, do they need Dante Baguio to be active here. And it starts off with a rebound, but Lawson says, you lead me up,
unchallenged from the top, I'm gonna take it.
48 to 43. Minus taken away by Hoson. 3-on-2. Adi Santos. Did he or did he not? Nonetheless, it's 2 points.
Yeah, that is the question. But what you see so far, Bataan's been having challenges getting through the gaps. And for the most part, it leads up to steals.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Magpalamig. Free installation for split type air conditioners. And he did
Yes.
travel.
Yes, he did.
Time out muna tayo. That's our Gigster fan of the game, born for greatness. Welcome back. We are live from the Alonte Sports Arena. Miss Risa Sato there on the left. The fans of the Bataan Risers showing up. Their team needing a lot of support as they try to overcome Basilan here. They're down by 10. This is the biggest lead of the game for Basilan. Kaduyak collects the rebound off the Vera miss. 3.5 minutes to play here in the third.
Very rarely have you seen inside interior passing para dito sa Bataan. A lot has got to do with taking shots from the outside. A good pass again. You go back to interior passing. This is pretty much Basilan's turf.
11 points now for Adi Santos off the feed from Enzo Hoson. Pretty much taking their cue from their kuya Alex Cabagnot, the way that he has found gaps sa depensa nitong Bataan. Tutoy Ramirez, mintis ang kanyang tres.
Agree. And that to me is one of the really good ways to beat out the gap, or a little pocket pass leading up to another pass the other way. It's just that Ramirez was not able to make that three. He was pretty much open.
And they're keeping it simple, Basilan, actually.
Correct.
Calo. Consi Jervy. I thought he had a shot there. Calo, though. Mintis ang kanyang tres, and he was a tough shot to come up with at Mitchell Maynez again, powering through. That's his second three-point play opportunity against Kaduyak.
Oh. The moment he started that gallop, alam mo hindi na mapipigilan. He was a couple of dribbles away. Look at that gallop right there. That drop and that finish. Kaduyak was pretty much late, trying to snatch that ball away from the hands of Mitch Maynez.
Mitchell Maynez averaging 6.3 points per game, 4.7 rebounds this season. He has surpassed that average. Coach Goody and Coach Ogie on that Bataan bench trying to mastermind a victory here. Enzo Hoson, beautiful move. Galing kay Enzo Hoson, just taking his defender to school right there. His first basket of the game.
Tsaka doon mo makikita yung difference eh.
I think that's his second. Sorry about that, Coach Mike. 5 points na yata si Enzo Hoson.
Right. At saka doon mo makikita yung difference eh. Yung pag-atake sa gaps, hindi ganun kahirap para dito sa Basilan. Samantalang for Bataan, every time you try to attack that space and gap in between, there's always going to be a help side defender dropping off and waiting for you.
Gabawan up against Jervy. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Dom Vera
Gotta attack that.
attacks the defense of Jervy Cruz. A whistle by referee Jay Castroverde. Foul on Jervy Cruz.
That's the way you do it. You get that switch, you get a bigger man on you, you have to attack that.
Meanwhile, our Sidney Crespo has an update.
Coach Ogie reminds his players, puro veterano ang Basilan, kailangan dito tiyaga. Expected na yan, no? But specifically, they want to be more alert on defense. May mga pinlano raw sila na hindi pa nila nakikita in this game while they've been having the opportunities and the matchups that they want, pero hindi pa nila ito na ma-maximize ngayon. Para naman kay William Bing na pinag-uusapan nyo na kanina, Coach F tells me Will was actually disappointed of himself recently. Parang he was expecting na makapag-contribute pa sa opensa, no? But regardless, si Coach F na mismo ang nagsabi na na-appreciate nila yung pag-step up niya sa depensa. He's very important to the team, yung hustle daw na makakuha ng steals and sustain his individual defense kahit hindi daw yan palaging nakikita sa stat sheet sila, Coach Mike.
Brilliantly put there from Sidney Crespo, because you know it's been a struggle with confidence for William Bing, but yung depensa at saka hustle, that's not so much the confidence ang problema. It's about effort.
Agree.
And hindi nagkukulang dyan si William Bing.
Yes, agree. Matter of fact, if you look at his stats now, he played how many minutes? Almost 9 minutes. He's 50% from the field, 1 out of 2. He's got 3 rebounds and a couple of steals. And that, to me, is quality minutes from Rodin William Bing.
And he's +2 as well.
That's right.
Now, meaning, when he's on the floor, hindi nasasaktan yung team niya.
He's good impact.
And nakikita natin, I was more impressed with the way Coach Ogie saw the game. That is, I think, how I see it now. They are getting the matchups that they want. Hindi lang nila nako-convert and na-maximize.
Exactly.
And then that's what they're telling. This is a Bataan type of game. This is a Bataan type of game that hindi lang natatranslate into, made baskets.
Yes. Yung conversions actually nagiging challenge sa kanila eh. And I feel the attempts as well, because right now it's a +8 attempts para dito sa Basilan, and one of the reasons is because of those gaps getting defended very well.
And I think the eagerness to get advantage of those matchups, leading to 5 more turnovers for Bataan as well. 14-9 ang storya natin sa turnovers. Mas marami itong Bataan. Now that's turnover number 10 for Basilan.
At saka yung 6 more points of turnovers that they gave up to Basilan. And they've been pretty good at converting those turnovers into points, itong Basilan.
Kani drives.
Every time you try to drive that gap, somebody stunts.
Wow, what a move. Mitchell minus the crossover and the hang time. Arwin Santos unable to keep up, pero I'm pretty sure Arwin will come up with something.
Right.
Na makabawi siya dito.
Yung lalim na rin kasi ng drop coverage niya dun eh.
Enzo short on the 3, rebound Hubert, and that will do it. Third quarter in the books. Basilan still in control. They took that quarter by 3, 16-19. As we bring you the highlights of the game, brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Another great response, actually a great start para dito sa Basilan Star Wars. And although Bataan, got their rhythm, meron pa ring magandang cushion dito ang Basilan going to the fourth.
Oh, ang dami pa ring opportunities I feel that Bataan could have taken care of, but we'll see how they perform here in the fourth.
We go into the final frame with the Star Horse up by 8. Our fan of the game is brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Fans enjoying the game here at the Alonte Sports Arena in the city of Binyan in Laguna. And we're just about ready to begin the fourth and final quarter between Bataan and Basilan. Bataan, Ives Sazon, Jamil Gabawa, Newbert Cani, Mitchell Maynes, and Dante Pagyo. The five on the floor. Here comes Mitchell Maynes. Maynes attacks. It's a foul. Tinamaan si Gab Dagangon doon, but referee Karina Martin calling the personal on Gab.
Well, they started out with a little horn set here. As we see that plus 3 point output in the third quarter para dito sa Basilan. And pretty much that horn set, I feel, helps out in attacking the gaps. The first, you have to have that shooter also on that elbow side to try and generate a closeout so it opens up a little bit more space.
Bataan has not scored beyond 17 points in the first three quarters. Cani fires. No. Tapikan ng bola. Ends up with Eman Calo. Hindi magmamadali ang ating kaibigang si Eman Calo.
Chill lang.
Si signal ng play pero siya titira. Joke lang. Tingnan natin dito. Ay, pinasa kay Tempra. Naagaw tuloy. Pagyo on the move, stops and finds Cani. Quickly to Maynes. Maynes attacking ni Mitchell Maynes. Another foul. Oh boy, when he gets a running start, Mitchell Maynes, ang hirap talagang pigilan. Either it's a layup at the rim, but a foul.
Oo. Tsaka yung gallop, nakita mo talaga, yumayanig yung sahig pag nakuha niya yung bola. And so, if he gets that, you know that he's within rhythm to try and put that ball on the floor and attack the lane.
Yung gather niya din, coach, no? Hindi rin mahirap kunan ng bola eh.
Kapit yung bola sa kanya eh. Got a good grip on that ball too.
11 points now para kay Mitchell Maynes. He's carried the fight for the Risers, and they are only down by 6. As Cabagnot returns to the game for Gab Dagangon.
And I'm sure for Coach Goody and Coach Ogie, that's a takeaway. You know, this is just below 10-point deficit. Pretty much you can come back off of it, and you just gotta execute real well in succession.
Bento has returned. That's a hard foul by Gabawan on Tempra.
I expect the fouls to be harder now in this fourth quarter.
Again, terrific execution by Basilan dun sa ilalim. No, ang pasahan nila sa ilalim has been working for them here in this game.
Tsaka yung mga pasa, tight din yung spaces, no? Pero late yung recovery for the most part ng Bataan. It's just a step faster itong Basilan to open spaces to which they play off of that. And the hope really is now you're down only one. This is just a 2-possession game. If you're Bataan, you gotta get a good stop and score some more.
Now they are reviewing that last foul on Jamil Gabawan. Tingnan natin dito anong decision nila, that hard foul.
That was a hard one inside earlier. Hindi ka na talaga basta makakapasok sa loob ngayon, tingin ko, if you're Basilan, because Bataan has had enough of the points inside the paint. To which they're a -6 right now.
Pwede mong itawag kung unsportsmanlike, excessive hard contact, maybe.
Yes.
Pero it does not look like.
Looks like a regular, no? Oh, unspo pa rin.
Unspo.
Still unspo.
Yeah. That's another great pass. And I like the way he was fouled twice.
Foul
Twice.
number 39, Jamil Gabawan is second. There was an
Jamil who reached
unsportsmanlike
out and
foul
hit him.
on number 4, JL Capulong, for
Actually,
excessive
dalawa
hard
sila
contact.
tumama eh.
I think there was a foul.
I don't think
It's not Capulong.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Okay.
Capulo.
Vento. So there's a mix-up here. Little mix-up. Okay. Kalma lang, guys. Kalma lang.
Chill.
Relax. Relax. Ayusin natin to. Relax. Relax lang kayo. Okay?
Oh, nasa
Relax lang. Chill.
chill lang.
Chill.
It's a chill weather.
They are going to fix it. They are going to fix it. Definitely. It's Bento right here. There's a foul above the shoulder.
Wait, correction. The last call was an unsportsmanlike foul on Jamil Gabawan for an excessive hard contact.
Okay. Jamil Gabawan
Rice for improper bench decorum.
is whistled for the unsportsmanlike foul.
Yes.
Okay. Okay? Okay na tayo lahat? Okay. Okay. Shoot na ng free throw. Si Tempra.
I love the quick reaction of the coaching staff of Bataan. Gulat rin sila eh.
8 points. Ang tropa ko si Richard Tampos. Sa dinami-dami ng game dito sa MPBL, minsan na nagkakamali yan. Okay? At pag nagkakamali siya, guys, pagbigyan nyo na. At aayusin niya rin yan. Okay? Let's not jump into conclusions here, okay? Ipagtatanggol ko yan.
Si paring Richard.
Any day of the week. In every game. As Arwin Santos gets that one to drop.
Sabi ni Arwin, let's get back into the game.
Oo. Ayun, ang bawi kanina nung nalusutan siya ni Maines. Simple naman.
Oh, wow.
Steal here by Cabagnot. And just much more efficiency kahit sa depensa with the energy that they put in defensively. Okay. A lot of things happening. A lot of things happening right there, medyo naalangan lang tayo, This is the play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. The foul right there was called on Ibes Sazon, and na matumba si Alex Cabagnot kay referee Karina Martin. But let's go to Sydney.
Mahigit isang buwan nga hindi nakapagsapatos at nakapagbuhat itong si Arwin Santos dahil sa recovery niya from an unfortunate accident. Kanina dinidescribe niya sa akin yung mga sugat na pinagaling niya sa kamay at paa. Sabi ni Arwin, miss na miss niya yung basketball na para daw siya nagbakasyon ng isang buwan sa Amerika at walang laing. Nakakatuwa yung analogy pero he was very serious about getting back on his groove after his double-double performance last game. Sabi niya, ginaganahan ako lalo, na-excite ako. This vet talked to his teammates saying kailangan lang nila ng patience as they power through the second half of the regular season. For him, he feels the sense of urgency to help out immediately. Kanina daw sa first half, aminado siya may mga lapses siya sa defense. Babawi daw siya dyan at more rebounds pa sa Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Sid. And you see the reaction from Coach Rich Alvarez because he thought Arwin had a shot there. Ito naman si Eman Calo, hiningi ang bola. Huwag mo na kasi hingin ang bola, tira na si Arwin di. Sorry din.
Okay na yan.
Okay na. Okay.
Pero kasi feeling ko, nakita niya nakashoot na kanina si Arwin. Ako naman.
Kaya nga eh. But you see the groove that they are in right now. It was actually a sort of a broken play already.
Right.
And biglang nagkaroon ng opportunity pa rin mag-offensive rebound itong si James Tempra.
That is right.
Ay, lahat ng players, I think they're feeding off their two veterans right now, Coach Mike.
Agree. And it shows a lot of, team play. They are plus 10 when it comes to assists. And none more important than the veterans actually connecting.
Intis na tira ni Alex Cabagnot and Calo trying to save that basketball. Kanila pa ang bola.
Right now, Bataan kailangan i-match yung energy nitong Basilan. They want to come back.
And I think there's a lot of a bit of frustration as well.
Yes.
From the side of Bataan na hindi sila nakakasabay siguro dito sa energy. That is a carry. That is a carry and a half.
Agree. Binit-bit. Nag-sorry naman yata si Alex.
Sorry yan. 63-52, 11-point lead, and Coach Rich Alvarez right there. Happened right in front of him. Actually, okay, going back to Sydney's report on Arwin, the month of June is actually a very busy month for the Santos household.
Okay.
A lot of birthdays, including Arwin's birthday. So sabi ng misis niya na si Yvette, parang hindi rin tong nagpahinga masyado si Arwin kasi left and right may maraming nangyayari. No? One of their I think one of their kids also celebrated their birthday this ngayong month ng June. So kaya nung naglaro siya last week dun sa Pampanga, talagang sobrang excited niya na makabalik kasi nga medyo bakante pero busy. Pero walang basketball halos.
Yes.
So yun, no, he's trying to find his timing, his rhythm. And Aaron Santos, it wasn't like before na talagang he was when he was in the PBA na talagang pokpukan talaga, no? Special deal from 1xBet, scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Alam natin na when he was in the PBA, iba yung grind nila doon. Ngayon, all about trying to manage yung pacing mo, that you last until the end of the season.
No, tsaka before, he can just turn it on and turn it off anytime. But right now, as we see a knockdown elbow jumper again, almost from the same spot earlier from Arwin Santos, he now understands when to pace himself.
8 points now for Arwind, and he's doing it here down the stretch. Arwind with a strong defensive stand, and he wants a square, a TV. What is that? A review, a challenge. Square yan, hindi ball.
Tingin ko iPad yan, liit.
Mali. Tablet. Tablet, bigay mo na to sa'yo. Pero nonetheless, it's Bento sinks the first free throw. Tingnan natin yung nangyari dito. It got on
nga
ball.
naman, bola naman.
Oo nga.
Tama naman.
They have a case there.
Bola nga naman.
7 points now for Bento. Jared Bento in his first game of the season for the Risers. I think he's got a bright future ahead. Ito si Jared Bento.
Oh yes, with the way he plays, right?
Gusto ko yung style of play niya. Alfred Flores is whistle for the personal.
Tsaka this is his first time to play. Tama ba ako?
Yeah.
Si Bento, yeah. So this is an impressive debut for Bento. I mean, going up against the veterans of Basilan and performing the way that you have, you've done well.
Now, Bataan is in penalty with almost 7 minutes to play. Eman Calo has 5 points in the game.
And that catch and shoot corner 3, really just in there for Eman Calo.
The lead is ballooned to 14 for the Star Horse. Sazon goes to Capulong. Quick hands. Adi Santos and Alex Cabagnot.
And one thing you have not seen from Bataan is that drive on the right side of the floor. Everything's going on the left. And so you feel that defensive gap covered. 3 on its way. Oh.
Yes! Got it. Arwin Santos. They're playing loose. They're playing free. Arwin Santos. That's wife Yvette, very happy at the moment as she watches Arwin sink this 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
And Arwin Santos is 2 out of 2, roughly around that same spot this time around. Top of the key 3. Really, really good touch by Arwin Santos.
Bataan's next 3 games, they collide with the Davao Occidental Tigers on July 4. I think that's in Imos, I believe. July 14, Mindoro Tamaraws. And then duel with the Valenzuela City Magic on July 23. So these are games that I think they'll have a really good chance of winning. Considering yung mga record, syempre Mindoro, we know is in a good run of form at the moment. 10-8 ang Mindoro.
Yes.
And Davao is also finding their form. Pero, wow! Who is this guy right here?
Arwin
Do I
Santos.
know him?
He's been very active offensively.
13 points para kay Arwin Santos. Bento banks in the 3.
So far, he scored 9 in the second half. Arwin Santos has. And you know what? I feel maybe that frustration on the part of Bataan, especially considering yung next few games sila. They've four of their 6 games have been really close losses.
Yeah, they sabi nga ni Coach F, ano sila, heartbreak it, but gliding si Spider-Man. A little hang time there gani kay Arwin Santos. I think the joy of playing basketball is very evident sa kanya. Kitang-kita natin yung saya niya na naglalaro siya.
Ako basta ramdam ko yung base sa laro niya, na-miss niya talaga yung laing.
And that as well.
Oh yeah? He's been pretty decisive on his shots. He's not second-guessing himself. When he gets that ball on that slip, that pass out coming from Alex and Eman Calo, he automatically looks at the rim and sees if he's got a shot.
Bataan was hoping to gain on Basilan, but it has turned out to be a 16-7 quarter scoring so far.
And I feel it's crucial that they are no longer allowing that space for Kapulong on that post-up. Really just staying active.
Kapulong gets the first free throw to drop. He has improved significantly dun sa kanyang foul shots. I think 2, 3 or 4 games ago. Coach Mike?
Yes.
No, nag-improve eh. Ito
Yes.
si JL Kapulong na yung panalo nila sa Pasay.
That's right. At saka very important yun para sa kanya because he's gonna get fouled a lot.
returns.
Okay, Bataan missing Robbie Darang, who's out for the next 5 to 6 weeks. Robbie is their best scorer, their leading scorer, 10.6 points per game, 5.9 assists per outing, and 23 minutes on the floor. So, ang bigat ng pagkawala nito si Robbie Darang para sa kanila. They do have Hubert Cani there, but usually Hubert is a backup, but minsan nag-close din ng game. Sinasabay si Hubert tsaka si Robbie.
Yeah, and that's why consistent to Sydney's report earlier, they really are looking at Alfred Flores rather, to help out.
Yeah, but Alfred, kakabalik lang niya dito sa MPBL eh. And look at Arwin altering the shot of Bringas.
And they got numbers.
No.
Is there blood? Meron nga
Might be a cut dun sa kilay ni Arwin. Natamaan siya sa...
James Tendra to replace Arvin Santos.
As he was trying to defend.
He was on his own there actually. Kung titingnan mo.
Solo eh. He got outnumbered actually.
A look of concern from Yvette Santos right there. It's a nice shot. Yvette Sazo nails the 3. Tingnan natin if the Risers can come up with a run. Kani, a foul on Hoson.
Oh, that's a good play. Let's see here. Ito yung tumama. Ano ba yung tumama?
Yun, pagbagsak ni Yambing. Pagbagsak
yeah,
niya
pagbaba ng kamay.
Pagbaba ng kamay.
Right. Nadaplisan.
So,
they're gonna review this.
but it was the call by referee Karina Martin was an offensive foul.
On Hozon, right.
Yeah. Kasi si Enzo, parang hinayaan niya na lumabas ang bola dahil nga tapik last touch ni Kani.
Yes.
And that confirms the offensive foul.
Yeah. Anyway, he was trying to protect yung bola. And it was last touch right there by Basilan. And good chance here for Bataan to trim this down. You're only down 13. 4 minutes, mahaba pa to. So you gotta get points in bunches here real quick.
A dangerous pass there. They tried to thread the needle to Carl Bringas. Here's Kani. 5 to shoot for Bataan. Kani gets in the lane. Layup. Yes. 4 minutes remaining. It's an 11-point Basilan lead. 7 points for Hubert Kani.
And that's the only space on the floor that they are allowing that drive, that left side. You're not getting anything on the middle, anything on the right side. They are forcing you to the left.
Talo. Cross closer, in and out of the jumper. Tempra is fouled underneath. Nag-downsize na itong Bataan, no? Bringas and Yambing. Parang pretty much, these are, you know, wing and backcourt players para dito sa kay Coach Ogie and kay Coach Agudi.
Oh, going small ball right now. But napakahalaga para dito sa Bataan to, at the very least, try and box out rebounders first before they go for that rebound.
Alam natin yung activity ni Tempra at saka ni Santos. Ang hirap din i-box out yun kasi
malikot rin.
Malikot din sa ilalim.
Malikot din eh.
Tempra splits his charities. 3.5 minutes remaining. Basilan with a 12-point lead. Here's Hubert Kani.
Seal underneath. Didn't see it.
Yambing fires a 3. No good. Rebound ni Adi Santos. And Basilan will not rush. Kailangan na nilang itawid though. It's an 8-second violation.
Importante ang mga forced na turnover na yan ng Bataan. Slowly but surely trying to cut down this deficit.
Nung sinabi natin na hindi nagmamadali, huwag naman gano'n.
Kailangan naman itawid.
3:15 remaining in this ball game.
12 pwede pa to.
Pwede pa to, no? Kaya pang humabol ng Bataan dito, but they gotta move quick. No, libre si Yambing, but Kani takes a step back 3, and he gets that one to drop.
And so far, it's been pretty good from 3. It's 2 out of 4 right now. Half of his shots going in from 3.
10 points now for Hubert Kani. Trims the deficit to 9. 12 seconds to work with. Tempra on the right wing now with Santos. Down low they go. It's Eman Calo. It's a pretty high-low play para dito sa Basilan. This time, Eman Calo finishing.
And that's one scheme that Bataan has not defended well. That's that flex action, especially with Adi Santos on the elbow. He's just made the right reads.
Kabagnot. A steal by Kani. Hubert to Jeff Santos. A 3. No good.
Sayang.
Calo with the rebound. Tempra back to Eman. Has to get it across to Adi Santos. Santos! No! And Jeff Santos secures the rebound for Bataan. Ives Sazon has it. Sazon will fire a 3. Still no good. And Adi Santos secures the rebound. It's on to Alex Cabagnot.
Ibang klase. Sayang yung mga attempts nitong Bataan. Ano? They got really good looks. A shot from Ives, a shot from Jeff. Both those guys missing. Had they made that, would have been, what, an 8-point game.
Would have been a different story.
That's right.
But Alex Cabagnot is at the line. 77 to 66. The crunch man missing the first free throw. The Spider-Man, Arwin Santos, is fine. Ready to go na. 13.7 rebounds and 5 assists for Alex Cabagnot. Another all-around game. He's got 14 now, and Dante Pagio returns for William Bing.
And pretty much his numbers, actually, itong si Alex Cabagnot. He's got more assists now over his average. He's got 7 rebounds as well to go with those 5 assists. Good overall game from Alex.
Hubert finds a way. Hubert Kani nearly got a 3-point play opportunity. The shot off the glass just not going in. And Enzo Hoson is whistled for the personal.
Yan yung mga mangilang-ilang pagkakataon na makikita mong mid-drive sa kanan itong Bataan. Only because Eman Calo did not stunt and help out on that drive by Hubert Cani because he's got a shooter in the corner that he's got to defend.
And Coach Rich Alvarez sends in Erwin Santos. May 11 puntos na si Hubert Cani. Most of them coming here in the fourth quarter. That's Robbie Darang behind the bench of Bataan. He's out for 5 to 6 weeks due to a fractured hand. 10-point game, 78-68. They put pressure on Enzo Hoson. Hoson trying to get it across. Calo was momentarily open now. It's with Arwin Santos. Eman Calo against Jeff Santos. Arwin is waiting. Arwin will fire. Arwin will hit.
Taas na shooting percentage niya dito sa second half. I think he's just missed once.
I think after that drive by Mitchell Minus kanina, na nung iniwan siya at na-foul counted, ay,
Na-trigger.
biglang na-trigger ito si Arwin Santos.
Oo. Teka muna.
80-70, they had to give up the foul to stop the clock.
And those feet from Eman Calo and Alex Cabagnot, he really just took those shots unchallenged.
And this is too easy. This is comfort level. Parang ano yan eh, parang una naman ang bot.
Oo.
Para kay Arwin Santos. Sige, parang laing na lang din.
Oo.
Yung ganong klaseng tira.
Sa napakaraming pagkakataon nakita niya yung sitwasyon na yan. I'm sure he's seen all the different types of defenses against that shot.
And I like the performance as well from Eman Calo. 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists from the veterans of Basilan. When you get these numbers across the board from the Star Horse, and chances are they are going to get a W. Minute and 6 seconds remaining. They're up by 12. The Quezon Huskers, former MVP Gab Banal, Vince Magbuos, and Eman Tagle there will be in action against the Parañaque Patriots, a team that they swept in the playoffs last year. A different look para dito sa Parañaque Patriots now.
Oh, yes.
Their players from last season are all over the MPBL. And one of them even finding his way to Quezon, JP Sarao.
And another guy mid-season goes to Ilagan. That news
J-
about J-Boy Solis.
And another guy leaves Ilagan, Philip Manalang, going to Rizal for Coco Pingoy.
Coco, that's right. Very, very interesting moves actually from Ilagan. I feel the pickup of Denny Santos, J-Boy Solis, and the point guard in Coco Pingoy just brings a different dynamic altogether for that team. You get more of perimeter players that can actually make good
But
decisions.
you have, but syempre, very recent yung sinabi mo. Hindi mo rin, huwag mo rin kalimutan, Coach. AJ Miranda and TH Lumalip
Oh my God.
and Donald Gumaru.
Yeah, Donald Gumaru is a given. Ako interested ako sa kay AJ. That's a good pickup too. And so, ang daming piyesang nagbago. And very curious to see how that goes on the floor para sa Ilagan.
Well, AJ Miranda played under Coach Louis Gonzalez at JRU, and he was his leading scorer in season 99 of the NCAA. So, the familiarity is already there. And Tumalip is also a key signing for me because of his knowledge of the game here. And his experience, he's played in the PBA, and he's one of those high IQ players sa backcourt. Para dito sa Davao in the last 2 seasons until lumipat siya.
That's
sa
right.
Ilagan.
That's right. And so Ilagan actually brought in
6.
6.
more of scoring, 3-point shooting, good
And-
decision makers, and leadership.
And length.
And length, that's right. Boy, those two guys, Dennis Santos and J-Boy, wow.
Gusto mo yan? Gusto mo yung signing yan? They were the free agency pool.
I was actually surprised at Dennis and J-Boy. I didn't see Coco Pingoy move though.
It
really
was a trade
surprised.
with Philip Manalang, but
Yeah.
it looks like Basilan will take care of business here in Binyan. The Star Horse started out strong in the first half and then followed it up with an impressive third period, and in the fourth, they really came out firing on all cylinders, led by a couple of veterans, Arwin Santos and Alex Cabagnot, and Eman Calo to some extent also helping out. Andy Santos was also a key contributor para dito kay Coach Rich Alvarez, and a good job all around para dito sa Star Horse as they pick up another win. Basilan right now improving their record, and malaking bagay ito para dito sa Basilan. They move up to I believe 8-8. And this is our best player of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Arwin Santos, 15 points, 4 rebounds on 6 of 10 shooting. Coach Mike.
Yeah, pretty good contribution for Arwin Santos. Just really making use of that good space and his teammates feeding off of him.
84-70 ang ating final score. The Star Horse improved to 8-8 after this win over the Risers. Let's go to Sydney Crespo.
Thank you so much to Delph Coach Mike. Arwin, first of all, congratulations. Pangalawa, may nangyari sa'yo kanina nung fourth quarter. Inabutan kita sa bench, medyo maraming dugo sa iyong kilay at sa kamay. Anong nangyari at kamusta ka na ngayon?
Sa akin, hindi naman bago ito mula nung nag-start ako maglaro. In fact, pagka nakakita ako ng dugo sa game, natural yan kasi basketball, physical game yan eh. Hindi mo mamamalayan, bigla kang tatamaan. Marami ng experience sa akin nangyayari to. Sa akin, pagka nakakita ako ng dugo, mas ginaganahan ako eh. Kasi kami mga dugong Kapampangan, the more na physikalan ng laro, mas nagiging seryoso kami.
Well, Arwin, hindi naman halata na nasaktan ka kanina o galing ka sa isang buwan na walang basketball, no? Pinakita mo rin sa amin ngayon dito na nag-e-enjoy ka, lalo na nung fourth quarter.
Oo, kasi kailangan talaga mag-enjoy kami. Kasi yung team namin, kung tutusin, may ibubuga talaga. So ngayon, maganda yung nangyayari. Sabi ko nga, the more na nasa kaligitnaan na yung liga, kailangan nag-i-improve kami, pinapakita namin. Hindi yung paulit-ulit yung pagkakamali namin. Sabi ko nga kanina sa mga teammates ko, pag ginagawa pa rin natin yung mali natin, bobo na tayo niyan. Sabi ko sa kanila, kaya kailangan ipakita natin na nag-i-improve tayo bawat kalaro.
Well, I'm sure tinitignan nila ang bawat galaw mo at kung paano mo sila ini-inspire, no? Sino gusto mong batiin at pasalamatan?
Siyempre, binabati ko ang aking asawa, si Smoothie, ang aking mga anak, si Danica, si Audrey, si Ella, si Yona, si Yogan, at siyempre si Boss Danny, si Boss Jack na rin, si Jackson Chua, sa titataya ko na si Gov Dennis Pineda, at ang mga Kapampangan ko, mga Kabalen, at sa lahat ng mga nagmamahal sa akin, maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat din at congratulations ulit, Arwin Santos, ang ating best player of the game, brought to us by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Sydney, and congratulations kay Spider-Man Arwin Santos. Really strong performance from the veteran, hardly missing a beat after a 1-month layoff, and he leads Basilan to their 8th win of the season. Up next, it's the Quezon Huskers against the Parañaque Patriots dito lang sa Alonte Sports Arena in Binyan. We'll be right back for that coverage.